So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders who take us to the time when nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again. Thank you.
The internet, as they say, exploded. In tweet after tweet, it's Oprah for president, Oprah 2020. Please do it, wrote Lady Gaga. She absolutely would, offered Winfrey's partner, Stedman Graham.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing, this country would make one heck of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
You have a vice presidential candidate in mind?
Oprah would always be my first choice.
Oprah.
Oprah, your competitor, right? Your
competitor. Oprah's a competitor.
You know what?
No
I'll tell you, she's really a great woman, though. She is a terrific woman. She's somebody that's very special.
Kidding aside, that you might think
if
about.
she'd do it, she'd be fantastic. I mean, she's popular. She's brilliant. She's a wonderful woman. I mean, if she'd ever do it, I don't know that she'd ever do it. She's got.
You'd ask her.
She'd be sort of like me. I mean, I have a lot of things going. She's got a lot of things going.
What a ticket
in terms that would be a pretty good ticket. But she's a very exceptional woman.
Said by some to be now actively considering it, Winfrey was asked, would she run in the weeks after Trump's 2016 victory? Her answer then, his win changed everything.
Oh, gee, I don't have the experience. I don't know enough. I don't know. And now I'm thinking, oh.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Hey, can you beat Oprah, by the way? Yeah, I'll beat Oprah. Oprah would be a lot of fun. I know her very well. You know, I did one of her last shows. She had Donald Trump, this is before politics, her last week. And she had Donald Trump, and my family was very nice. No, I like Oprah. I don't think she's going to run. But you can beat her. I don't think she's going to run. I know her very well.
There's an indescribable it factor that, you know, I don't think you can teach. They don't teach it in the Wharton School of Business. It's not something you can even learn. There's just an it. Wouldn't you say, Donald?
That's true, folks. And I will tell you, I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and I will say that I am sitting next to it. There is nobody ever that has had it.
And maybe she could save the country because she was given a special award for being a celebrity. Of course, everybody was talking about her tearful speech about how she could save America. But here's another speech that I think everybody missed, where she also discloses some of her plans to, quote, fix the country.
There are still generations of people, older people, who were born and bred and marinated in it, in that prejudice and racism, and they just have to die.
I'd like to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, because we all know that the press is under siege these days.
You are fake news.
Is the insatiable dedication to uncovering the absolute truth that keeps us from turning a blind eye to corruption and to injustice, to tyrants and victims and secrets and lies.
Yes, the press! Oh! The Hollywood Foreign Press Association is 90 international reporters. You know what they do all day? They report on Hollywood. You know what might have been a good story about Hollywood? The rampant sexual abuse and harassment that took place in Hollywood for decades by the most powerful men in the business. Did they uncover the secrets and the lies and the victims and the tyrants? Did they do that? She wants to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press for speaking up for truth. But the Hollywood Foreign Press Association did nothing, right? I mean, the idea that they're being feted as some sort of great truth tellers in a world of lies is just ridiculous.
Speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have.
There's no such thing as your truth. There is the truth and your opinion.
So I want tonight to express gratitude to all the women who have endured years of abuse and assault.
The thing about speaking truth to power is that it would be good to do that when there's actual risk involved. She was the most powerful person in the media for the last 20 years. She did not say a thing about this happening in Hollywood. A thing. And now she's being used as the point person on this?
For too long, women have not been heard or believed if they dared to speak their truth to the power of those men. But their time is up. Their time is up. Their time is up.
They just have to die.
So much heroism speaking in a room full of other rich people who all are forced to agree with her by the news cycle about everything. Because if they don't, then we'll all accuse them of sexual abuse or being complicit in it.
This picture is the most disturbing picture. Not the one with you sucking on his earlobe, Oprah. The one where you're offering this young blonde starlet to Harvey Weinstein. You get a car, you get a car, you get raped, you get raped, you get raped.
Yeah, you lecture me, Oprah. Yeah, you lecture me. I wasn't the one who was whining and dining with Harvey Weinstein 5 seconds ago. The hypocrisy of it just drives me up a wall. Listen, I'm glad that Hollywood is finally owning up to the issue. Do I think there's going to be any material change in Hollywood, by the way? No, I think this is all going to die down in 6 months and things will go back right to what they were before because no one's naming names. Does Oprah have a Rolodex? She knows all these guys. She got anything to say about any of them? A name? One? I like when she says, we side with women all over the world. That would have been a good time to talk about maybe places around the world where women are being routinely victimized. Oprah knew exactly what she was doing on Sunday night, CNN. Oprah Winfrey actively thinking about running for president. Right? Golden Globes 2018, how Oprah saved the night. Oprah 2020, Golden Globes host Seth Meyers jokes it may be in the cards. Oprah Winfrey triumphs at black-draped Golden Globes.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not.
Everyone is still against rape. We were against rape. We are against rape. We will be against rape. Not just women here, but women in Iran and women in Saudi Arabia and women in Egypt. And this pretend nonsense that 1944 is the same as now or that it requires the same kind of bravery. No one should compare Reese Taylor to Oprah Winfrey. Okay, nobody should be comparing Rosa Parks to Meryl Streep. If you are, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. And to compare Alabama circa 1944 with America circa 2018 in Hollywood, the repository of all the sexual abuse is just vomitricious. It's just a bag of vomit.
You took out a full-page ad in major U.S. newspapers last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.